Good morning, fellow Guardians. So, Spooky Season Festival of the Lost has started this week, so apologies for the late video. We've all been getting stuck in with all the events that entails. But without further ado, let's get started on this week's Grandmaster prep video. This is for the Lake of Shadows. Now, we've actually done this a couple of times now, so we can give you an up-to-date prep video of what we actually use. And again, it's up to you guys. This is the easiest Grandmaster we've ever done. Very, very good one to farm. You can do it in under 15 minutes. But without further ado, let's see on what we used. So, my team, we had one of each. We had one Warlock, one Hunter, one Titan. Now, the Titan, which was me, was running a bubble for a bit of damage buff with a Crest of Alpha Loopy. This is just to give a few more orbs, and obviously you get a bit of healing every time you cast a barricade as well. Have an increased resilience if you want to get your barricade back a bit quicker on top of that. Now, we ran it with two Izanagi's Burdens. Now, this is actually the build we used the last time the Lake of Shadows came out, so we wanted to see if it worked, and we managed to do it first try, so it obviously still works. So, two Izanagi's Burdens. We ran that with a 1 Divinity. The Divinity was for the overloads in there, and also just for the damage buff. Now, we ran it with Arsenic Bites. I ran it with an Arsenic Bite. We also had, obviously, the Divinity as a secondary weapon, and a solar pulse rifle, because there's a lot more solar than anything else in the Lake of Shadows. There is also a couple arc and there's a couple void, but you can live without it if you just wanted to go all solar. Now, we did the Fallen Guillotines, Relentless Strikes, Whirlwind Blade with a Taken spec. Taken spec does, I think it's like 5% more than boss spec, and so it's definitely worth it for the boss. Fallen Guillotine, we managed to one-phase the boss before the ads even come out, but I'll do a video explaining a couple tips as well, just to try and get it a bit quicker for you guys. But this was probably the easiest build we found. We managed to farm straight through it, get platinum, and it was very, very, very simple. Now, we actually did wear the masks, because it's not essential to be wearing other masks and things during this Grandmaster, because it's a little bit easier. But if you wanted to know, we get 5 of the spectral pages from wearing the mask from completing the Grandmaster, so it's probably worth doing while you're doing it as well. Okay, so moving on from the Titan, I've done 2 other builds if you guys wanted to try them out and things. The only other option would be for the Fallen Guillotine, if you didn't get it, would be the Lament. But again, if you didn't get that, there's a few other options as well, but I'll get into them a bit later. So with the Warlock, obviously we could have had the Divinity. We actually ran a well. Okay, so let's put well on. Yeah. So the well. Now, the well's really, really essential throughout the Grandmaster anyway. It's great for a bit of survivability. You can just pop it down, focus on some ads, and not have to worry too much about dying. But the well is mainly for the boss, so you pop the well on the boss, and you can just damage him with your swords, especially with your Laments and these, because Laments do just fantastic damage. Now, if you are going to be the person running Divinity, if you do decide to do that, it's interesting to have a Pulse Rifle as a primary, just with the Unstoppable Pulse Rifle mod on as well. And you could also run, you could run pretty much anything via heavy. There's no point running a sword as such, but you can run like rocket launchers, machine guns, anything. Even a linear fusion might be helpful. Now for this build, I've actually gone for the Tyranny of Heaven, because it's solar, and obviously tie that with the overload as well. Now, and the ignition code. I love the ignition code. I use it in most of my videos, in most of my Grandmasters as well, just because blinding grenades, vorpal weapon, it's essential, especially for a Grandmaster, because it will stun the enemies, it gives you time to recover if you need it, and it's just, the vorpal also helps with boss damage as well. So, let's move on to the Hunter. Now, our Hunter that we had, he was the one actually running Divinity, and he was running the Tether, just for, again, a bit of survivability. Now, if you did want to do it, you could run the bottom tree here, just because you can throw the smoke bombs down and you can help your teammates skip a few bits. If you weren't going for platinum, you can just skip past some of the champions and you can just farm it as quick as you can. But we'd probably recommend going for platinum, because it's very, very easy to do this season. So, the final build I've gone for, because of most of its range, I've gone for the Succession, a solar pulse rifle. This one isn't the best, I wouldn't recommend this one, but if you've got a better one, go for that. And then 1k. If you've got 1000 voices, chuck it on, or even a sleeper simulant as well, just because you can run that with the particle deconstruction from the artifacts. That will give you a bit more damage. We haven't actually tried it yet, but I'm sure you can one phase with 3 of those as well, and it'll probably be a bit quicker getting to the boss, just killing all of those unstoppables and things. But that's basically it for the builds and things we've done. Obviously, if you wanted to go for an exotic for this one, I'd go Omnioculus just for the bottom tree. But yeah, this Nightfall doesn't really need much prepping. Uh, very, very easy to get through. You guys will probably find that anyway. You've probably already found that. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed it anyway. I'm going to do another video shortly, just a little tips video on how to get through it as quick as you can, and some easy platinum tips as well. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. Hopefully you enjoy this week's, and you're enjoying the Festival of the Lost activities as well, especially the Spider Sparrow. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. Not so much if you have arachnophobia, but oh well. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. Enjoy and toodles.